Next on BGSU Brain Game, it is Evergreen versus Rossford. We very well may witness some massive mental mayhem. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game. It is Evergreen versus Rossford. Let's meet our teams. Going to start off with Rossford. Tell us who you are.
I'm Xavier Stiles. I'm a sophomore. This is Michael Ferguson. He is a junior. And then we have Gabe Wagner, a senior. And we are coached by Mr. Dan Anborski.
All right. Welcome to you and Evergreen. Tell us who you are.
I am Chandler Reitz, a senior. To my left is Jacob Goodson, a freshman. And to my right is Augie Tipping, a senior. And we are coached by Mr. Bill Blanchard.
All right, welcome to both of our teams. We're going to start things off as we always do with our toss-up round. In this round, all questions are worth 10 points. There is no deduction for an incorrect answer, so have some fun in this round. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Rossford, Evergreen, are you ready? All right, toss-up round starts right now. In order to retrieve his hammer from a thieving giant, Thor disguised himself as Freya, the mythical Norse goddess of love and beauty. By what name was his stolen weapon known? That would be Evergreen. Chandler.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, yes. What type of reasoning is used in the determination of the terms of a sequence based on patterns observed in the first four? Evergreen.
Logical.
Chandler. Incorrect. 4 or 5 terms. It is often compared and contrasted with deductive reasoning. Rossford, would you like to steal? That would be Gabe.
Sequential.
Incorrect. We needed inductive for that question. Among the U.S. states, which one was the first to call for a convention to ratify the Constitution and was home to our national capital from 1790 to... That would be Evergreen.
Pennsylvania.
Chandler. Pennsylvania, yes. Assassinated in 1995, this Middle East leader was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1994 for his efforts to negotiate peace with his Arab neighbors. Name this leader with the initials YR. Evergreen. Chandler.
Rogers.
Incorrect. Rossford, would you like to steal? They're shaking their head no. It was Yitzhak Rabin is what we needed there. When Martin Luther was sharing his message of the 95 Theses in Europe, which invention helped spread his ideas? Evergreen. Augie.
Printing press.
It was indeed the printing press. Thought to have lived from about 35,000 to 100,000 years ago, the remains of one of these prehistoric human beings was found. Evergreen. Augie.
Neanderthal.
That's what we're looking for, yes. Which was the first American colonies to allow religious freedom for Roman Catholics? That would be Rossford. Gabe.
Massachusetts.
Incorrect. Evergreen, would you like to steal? That would be Chandler.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island is what we needed there, yes. This plantation owner led a rebellion against Virginia colonial authorities, claiming that not enough had been done. Rossford. Xavier.
Bacon.
Correct, yes, Nathaniel Bacon. Permeable rock layers filled with water often supply our world's farmers and families with wells. What name is given to these underground, Rossford? Xavier.
Groundwater.
Incorrect. These underground water sources. Evergreen, would you like to steal? Chandler.
Underground waterway.
Incorrect. Aquifers is what we wanted there. Sometimes referenced as the Venice of the North because of its many canals, this city was once the capital of Russia and remains an important Evergreen. Augie.
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg, indeed. In the 1960s Disney television series Daniel Boone, it resulted in many children wearing what kind of cap? That would be Evergreen. Jacob.
Coonskin.
Yes, coonskin hat. AIDS is a worldwide health problem. What does AIDS, Evergreen, Augie?
Immune system.
Again, please, I didn't hear that.
Immune system.
Incorrect. Rossford, would you like to steal? They're shaking their head. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. In the following sentence, as what part of speech does the gerund function? Jana thanked her coach for helping her deal with the pressure. Rossford, Xavier.
Subject.
Incorrect. Evergreen. Chandler.
Object.
Will we accept just object? A little more, please.
Object. Noun.
Nope. Object of the preposition is what we needed there. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change, is a premise of this British-born physicist who was diagnosed at age 21 with a neurological disorder. Name this brilliant scientist and author of A Brief History of Time, and that would be Evergreen. Chandler.
Hawking.
Hawking is who we're looking for there, indeed. Let's take a look at our score. Okay, we have Evergreen at 80 and Rossford currently at 10 points. You're going to want to stay tuned because our head-to-head round is coming up next. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Rossford at 10, Evergreen at 80. Looks like we have some substitutions going into our next round. Rossford, tell us who has joined your team.
To my left, I have Kyle Kelly, a junior, and to my right, I have Bailey Trevor, a junior as well.
All right, and Evergreen, who's your lineup now?
To my left is Lauren Smith, sophomore.
All right, welcome to our new contestants. All right, this is our head-to-head round. There are 15 questions in this round. Both teams will get the same 15 questions. They're worth 10 points. No deduction for an incorrect answer. They may confer as long as they want to, both before and after they buzz in, but the clock is always ticking. Teams can also pass on a question, but we will not return to those questions. One team will stay in the studio. That will be Evergreen and Rossford. That means that you are off to isolation. All right, Evergreen, are you ready for your 15 head-to-head questions?
Yep.
Your round begins right now. The actual title of this painting is Arrangement in Gray and Black, but it is often called The Painter's Mother. Who was the painter?
Monet.
Whistler is what we needed there. What composer is known for his Brandenburg concertos?
Bach.
Correct. All Quiet on the Western Front was written about which war?
World War I.
Correct. What branch of mechanics deals with pure motion?
Kinetics.
Will we accept that? We will accept it. The Latin for this body part is core. What is the English translation?
Abs. Abs.
Incorrect. Heart. Charles Ludwig Dodson wrote imaginative children's books under what name?
Dr. Seuss.
Incorrect. Lewis Carroll. What is the capital of Pakistan?
Islamabad.
Correct. Where would you find the Atlas Mountains?
North Africa.
Correct. This is a mythical lost continent.
Atlantis.
Correct. Form of a verb that is used as a noun.
Adverb.
Incorrect. Gerund. This mathematician wrote The Elements.
The elements. Descartes.
Incorrect. Euclid. What was the first nation to abolish slavery?
New Zealand.
Incorrect. Great Britain. Name the enormous Houston-based energy trading company that collapsed in 2001.
ExxonMobil.
Incorrect. Enron. What is the tallest land mammal?
Giraffe.
Correct. With which U.S. state would one associate Madison County, the western shore of Lake Champlain, Mount Marcy, and the rugged Adirondack Mountains?
Virginia.
Incorrect. New York. That is all 15 questions for you, Evergreen. That means it is now time for you to head to isolation. All right, let's bring back in Rossford. Rossford, are you ready for your 15 head-to-head questions? All right, they start right now. The actual title of this painting is Arrangement in Gray and Black, but is most often called The Painter's Mother. Who was the painter?
Pass.
Who was the whistler there? What composer is known for his Brandenburg concertos?
Bach.
Correct. All Quiet on the Western Front was written about which war?
World War II.
Incorrect. World War I. What branch of mechanics deals with pure motion?
Kinetic.
Correct. The Latin for this body part is core. What is the English translation?
Heart.
Correct. Charles Ludwig Dodson wrote imaginative children's books under what name?
Dr. Seuss.
Incorrect. Lewis Carroll. What is the capital of Pakistan?
Pass.
Islamabad. Where would you find the Atlas Mountains?
Greece.
Incorrect. Northern Africa. This is a mythical lost continent.
Atlantis.
Correct. Form of a verb that is used as a noun.
Gerund.
Correct. This mathematician wrote The Elements.
Euler.
Incorrect. Euclid. What was the first nation to abolish slavery?
France.
Incorrect. Great Britain. Name the enormous Houston-based energy trading company that collapsed in 2001.
Pass.
Enron. What is the tallest land mammal?
Yeah, giraffe.
Correct. With which U.S. state would one associate Madison County, the western shore of Lake Champlain, Mount Marcy, and the rugged Adirondack Mountains?
Oregon.
Incorrect. New York. That is all 15 questions for you, Rossford. It is now time to clear our scores, and let's bring back in Evergreen. All right, it is now time to reveal our scores. Rossford stands at 70 points. Evergreen stands at 150 points. We're starting to close things up here a little bit. You're going to want to stay tuned because anything can happen next. Scores can change very, very quickly. Why? Because it's our category round where questions can be worth up to 30 points apiece. But watch out, deductions are going to start. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Rossford at 70, Evergreen at 150 points. Looks like we have some new players and some returning players. It's Rossford who has rejoined the team.
Returning on my right, I have Gabe Wagner, and he's a senior.
All right, welcome to you. And Evergreen, who's your lineup now?
To my left is Ben Saunders, sophomore.
Welcome to you. All right, this is our category round. Power shifts a little bit to our teams. 6 categories to choose from, and inside each category, questions were 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points, but the pain starts now. If you go for 15, it's going to cost you 15 if you get it wrong. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Rossford at 70 points. You get to make the first selection.
We'll go Silly Songs 25.
Silly Songs for 25 points. I will give you part of the lyric of a silly song, and you will reply by finishing the line. He was a one-eyed, one-horned, Rossford, Xavier.
One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
You are correct. Indeed. Rossford, you are on the move in the category round.
Silly Songs 20.
Silly Songs for 20 points. She wore an... Time. It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. All right, Rossford still in control.
Silly Songs 30.
Silly Songs for 30 points. Does your chewing gum lose its flavor? on the bedpost overnight? And that is actually a really good question. All right, Rossford still in control.
We'll do British English for 20.
British English for 20 points. I will give you the British term for an object or feeling, and you will reply with the American equivalent. To nick. That is to steal. To steal. Rossford still in control.
Silly songs 15.
Silly songs for 15. Mares eat oats and does eat oats. And little lambs eat ivy. Rossford in control.
British English 25.
British English for 25 points. A sarn.
Oh my God.
That'd be a sandwich. A sandwich. Rossford in control.
Potato 20.
Potato for 20 points. I will describe a dish made with potatoes. You will reply with the name of the dish. Sliced and baked with milk and butter.
Oh my God.
Those will be scalloped potatoes. Rossford in control.
Potato 25.
Potato for 25 points. With leeks served as a cold soup. That would be vichyssoise. All right, Rossford in control.
Used to be 20.
Used to be for 20 points. I will give you the former name of a country. You reply with the current name. Siam. Evergreen. Augie.
Thailand.
Correct. Evergreen takes control.
Used to be 10.
Used to be for 10 points. Burma. Evergreen. Augie.
Myanmar.
Correct. Evergreen in control, making a move.
Used to be 15.
Used to be for 15 points. Ceylon or Ceylon. Sri Lanka is what we're looking for there. Evergreen in control.
British English 10.
British English for 10 points. Boot. Evergreen. Ben.
Kick out.
Incorrect. Rossford, would you like to steal? They're shaking their head no. We were looking for the trunk of a car. All right, Evergreen in control.
Potato for 10.
Potato for 10 points. Thinly sliced and deep fried. Evergreen. Chandler.
French fries.
Incorrect. Rossford. That would be Gabe.
Potato chips.
Potato chips, yes, thinly sliced and deep fried. All right, we have Rossford in control.
Silly songs 10.
Silly songs for 10 points. Yes, we have no.
Oh my God, where did I know these?
Bananas. We have no bananas. Rossford in control.
Potatoes 15.
Potatoes for 15 points. Beaten with milk and butter. Rossford. Xavier.
Mashed potatoes.
They are indeed mashed potatoes. Rossford still in control.
British English 15.
British English for 15 points. Knickers. Rossford. Gabe.
Pants.
Incorrect. Evergreen, would you like to steal? That would be Chandler.
Undergarments.
Undergarments. Yes, undergarments. Let's see. Evergreen in control.
Used to be 25.
Used to be for 25. Abyssinia. Evergreen. Augie.
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Yes. Evergreen in control.
American Painters 10.
American Painters for 10 points. I will describe the artist's work. You will reply with his or her name. He painted American Gothic.
I can see the painting.
Grant Wood. All right, Evergreen in control.
Used to be for 30.
Used to be for 30. Finishing off this category, Persia. Evergreen, Augie.
Iran.
Correct. Evergreen, in control.
Parts of an engine for 10.
Parts of an engine for 10 points. I will describe a part of an engine. You will reply with its name. Supplies the spark that ignites the air-fuel mixture. Evergreen, Chandler.
Ignition.
Incorrect. Rossford would like to steal. That would be Gabe.
The spark plug.
Spark plug, yeah, we had a little clue in there for you. All right, Rossford in control.
Parts of an engine, 15.
Parts of an engine for 15. These open to allow air and fuel to enter and to vent exhaust. No one went for that one. Valves is what we wanted there. Rossford in control.
Engine, 20.
Engine for 20 points. This turns the piston's up and down motion into circular motion. Evergreen, Ben.
Crank.
Will we accept just crank? We need a little more.
Crankshaft.
Crankshaft is what we need there, yes. All right, let's take a look at our score. We have Rossford at 115 points, and currently in the lead with 240 points is Evergreen, but it is still anybody's game, because coming up next is our Brainstorm Round, where questions are worth 20 points apiece, but a deduction of 20 points for an incorrect answer. Things can change very, very quickly. You're going to want to stay tuned. Coming up next. And welcome back to BGSU's Brain Game. Rossford at 115 points, Evergreen at 240 points. Looks like we've shuffled the deck a little bit again. Rossford, who's joined your team?
On my left, I have Emily Claypool, sophomore.
All right, welcome to you and to Evergreen.
On my left, I have Cameron Reitz, senior.
Welcome to you as well. This is our Brainstorm Round. All questions in this round are worth 20 points. Negative 20 points for an incorrect answer, so it's going to cost you, so beware. You may confer before buzzing in, but no stealing. I repeat, no stealing in this round. We have 3 minutes of brainstorm questions. Rossford, Evergreen, are you ready? Brainstorm round starts right now. Jacob is writing a research paper about the current tensions in the Middle East. Which 3 continents does this geographic region encompass? Evergreen, Augie.
Europe, Africa, and Asia.
Correct. Identify the noun which is defined as the ability to read and write and is often, Rossford, Xavier.
Literate.
Correct. What Greek tragedian wrote Agamemnon? That would be Aeschylus. Aeschylus. In what building was Lincoln assassinated? Evergreen, Chandler.
Ford's Theater.
Correct. What kind of rock is limestone? Evergreen, Chandler.
Sedimentary.
Correct. Give the width of a football field in feet. 160. Leukemia is a cancer of what?
Lungs.
Rossford, Emily.
Lungs.
Incorrect. It is blood. Which 4 presidents are portrayed on Mount Rushmore?
Jefferson, Teddy, Lincoln, and George. Yeah.
Did it get in time? Did not. That would be George Washington, Teddy Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, and Thomas Jefferson. How old must you be to be elected to the House of Representatives? 25. What geological principle states that in sedimentary rock, the oldest material is usually at the bottom? Superposition. Europa is a moon of what planet?
Jupiter.
Rossford, Emily.
Jupiter.
Jupiter is correct. Who lives at 10 Downing Street, London, England? That would be the Prime Minister of England, currently Boris Johnson. What are the 2 highest scoring letters in Scrabble? That will be Q and Z. Who is the Greek muse of epic poetry? Calliope. Of these three ships, which was sunk first? The Lusitania, the Titanic, or the Andrea Doria? End of round. Let's take a look at our score. We have Rossford at 135 points, and our winner with 300 points is Evergreens. Let's give both these teams a big round of applause. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come around, meet in the middle, shake hands, and we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.